Olá, olá, I'm Ana Santos from PT for You Portuguese Lessons Online. Welcome to one more week, one more video dedicated to 5 minutes of Portuguese per day makes you smile every single day. And wait and see what I bring you for today. Is one of my funniest parts and my favorite part when I teach the language, because the language per se means much more than the language, the structure, and the grammar. And this is one of the nicest, and for me, the more colorful parts of the language that really tells you and shows when people know the language. Meanwhile, don't forget my social networks, Facebook and Instagram. Every single day you have some ideas to do and to do it different, to go further and further on your language. Then also my podcast, Por Terras de Portugal e Neste Dia. You can hear it, give some suggestions, some tips for me. It's perfect. I'm trying to go through some places in Portugal to recommend you to visit. But why not? Maybe sometimes you'll have some ideas also for me and to share, and then I can go and discover. Usually I talked about places that I've already visited, and with your suggestions, I can visit even more. So today what I bring is expressions, idioms with body parts. It's so fun. And today we'll talk about idioms regarding your personality or status situation. And I believe it's all about the body. It's more the most expressive form that we have to talk. So let's see some of these examples. Don't forget that the idioms are not always and for sure per se, it's impossible almost to translate literally what I try to find. And for in some situations can be even interesting and a challenge for me to find an equivalent in English. So what you have here, you have cabeça na lua. Word by word, what we say in Portuguese is your head is in the moon, sorry. But in English, of course, your head is not in the moon. It's a little bit closer to us, is your head is in the clouds. Then, sorry, what you have is the very Portuguese situation, and this we tend to do a lot. I think it's one of our main characteristics as a country. Fazer em cima do joelho. If we go word by word, to make things over your knee, things that come without preparation. In English, off on the fly, with the flow, we say to do it over the knee because it's a situation, it's not prepared, it's immediately there when you just need something to be done. Then, estar pelos cabelos. To be out, to be through your hairs. It's what we say in Portuguese, but it's the idea to tear the hair out. We say we don't go there, just it's this idea to be hanged by the hairs. So fun. Then, acordar com os pés de fora. I'll go word by word to wake up with your feet outside the sheets, outside the bed. So basically, it's when you're not in a good mood, people will say, today you woke up with your feet out. Usually, if you think about when you woke up like this, it's because you're cold or a situation that you are being waking or having insomnia during the night. That's why. Then, custar os olhos da cara. To cost your eyes. Of course, it's the idea to be extremely expensive. In English, to cost an arm and a leg at the same time. We just kept with the eyes. I think it's because then we don't see how much it costs. Then, very common, this idea of tripas, the tribes. The tribes, don't forget, one Portuguese cultural thing is that the pork is one of the cheapest and easiest meat that we can have in Portugal. And when it comes to this animal, we eat everything, we make use of everything, including the tribes. So, fazer das tripas coração, again, word by word, to make your tribes your heart. And is to do a lot of effort regarding one situation, to bend over backwards. So it's this idea to make almost the impossible happen. Then, this idea, ficar a chuchar no dedo. The idea, chuchar no dedo, is really this action of sucking in your finger, is to be left empty-handed, to be left with no options, without anything to do, any solution, any material that you lost. Basically, it's a situation where suddenly you lost something or someone. Then the last one for today, what you have here is mandar bocas. Mandar bocas is when you're sending, throwing mouths, and is the idea to make usually very rude comments. Is the idea when you tend to be picky on someone or something, is you're always saying something usually rude. So a different language is a different vision of life. I believe that what you see here with these idioms is the true fact about it, because we see it, we understand what you want to say. We have basically the same thoughts, but not the same ways of saying it. And these expressions really tells how interesting, lively, and fun the language can be, how we catch the situation and apply it in our language. That's why it's a vision of the life. And these videos and all the others, you can find it in my YouTube channel. Don't forget my podcast. They are there for help you thrive to the language. And every day on my social networks, you have the suggestions of the day. Meanwhile, don't forget, enjoy Portugal and especially enjoy life. Ciao, ciao.